Let's talk about the video number one, the first type of video that you should create. And that is what we call the value video. And the value video is basically where we teach and solve a problem. We teach on how to overcome that problem. And that video creates value in the eyes of the prospect or the person that's watching it. They look at you as you start to become a go-to person. Now, what's interesting is I created a video, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and I still get a lot of views and comments on it. And it was a video on how to stop spam comments on Facebook. And I created this video, and I can't even begin to tell you how many people have written me saying, thank you for that video. It solved my problem. And I get a lot of comments on that video over on YouTube, but it was basically how to stop spam comments on Facebook. And so that was solving a problem. So that's just one thing that you could talk about. If you're in a health and wellness, or you're in a travel company, or whatever it may be, or you have whatever you're promoting, there's problems associated with that. So let's go to the travel company as an example. What are some of the problems people face when they are traveling? What are some of the common things? I know for me, one of the things that I would love, and I keep threatening to create this one day for myself, that is a travel checklist. And a travel checklist is something that I could pull out and just make sure I have everything packed. How many times have you gotten to your location and realized, wow, man, I didn't bring a belt? I did that last year. I went to a trip in New Orleans and I got there. I'm one of the speakers. And guess what? I realized, dang it, I forgot my belt. And I tend to travel in like sweatpants, makes it a little easier. And I forgot to bring my belt. So that morning, I'm going out to the store, I'm trying to find a belt. But what has helped solve that would be like a checklist. So this is something you can do in your particular niche. If you're in real estate, you could create a top 10 checklist of things you should be doing before you buy a house. So this is solving a problem. You have to dive into what those specific problems are, teach it, and solve that problem. Of course, the way you also get leads is to have a strong call to action at the end as well. So let's talk about video number two that will help you to generate leads. And that is the story video. And the story video, what makes a story video so powerful is that they're relatable. They can create an emotional connection between you and the viewer. And why I love these is because one of the things that will sear you into the mind of your viewers or prospects is if you can create an emotional reaction. And many times that emotional reaction can be in the form of a story. So tell your story. Your story is incredibly powerful. And if you don't know what your story is, really just think about it. And you could really, you can really benefit from telling it. And so let me give you an example. My story is very powerful. I remember in the real estate crash of 2008, some of you guys may remember that. My wife and I, we owned a house, and I was living in California, in Southern California. I was an outside sales rep for a company, and the crash of 2008 happened. And when that happened, basically my job became about 20 times harder to sell anything because no companies wanted to buy anything that I was selling. And so where it took maybe 3 or 4 proposals out to a company to get a sale, it was now taking almost 20 to get a sale. And so the workload literally quadrupled, and it made it very difficult. So I ended up getting laid off from my job. We ended up losing my house, which we worked very hard to purchase, and it was emotional. It sucked. How else can I say it? And so what happened is after we ended up losing my house, we ended up moving to South America. And we moved to South America, and where my wife is from, she's from Chile. And so we lived there for 4 years. During that time, I said, you know what? I'm going to work my online business. I don't want to work another job again. I'm tired of putting my future in someone else's hands, and I want to create my own economy. So I went to work, and I really struggled, just maybe you're struggling. And so what happened was there came a time, and this was in 2012, where I was struggling through building my business online. And I remember this day specifically where I was not making much money. I was doing a little bit of side work for one of my upline leaders in a network marketing company that I was in. She was paying me monthly, but I remember it just wasn't quite enough. And so one day, I know we're just flat broke. I have $7 in my PayPal account and I can't pull it out because in order to pull it out, I got to go to the ATM, and I'm in South America and I get a $5 charge every time I pull out money. I can't pull out $2. And I remember I come out of my office and I walk into the kitchen, and my wife is standing there with the refrigerator door open. And I look her in the eye and she goes, "Honey, we need food." And we had no money. And I just remember this feeling coming over me, like this, it was like this feeling of disgust. It was like my body just, the hair stood up on my arms and I just felt so disgusted that I'm like, how is it that I've gotten to this point? Now, thank God, God always took care of us. But I just remember thinking, I'm so tired of feeling this way and not having any money. And something snapped in me. And I went to work, and 90 days later, I had my first 5-figure month. You see how there's emotion attached to that story I just told you? It's a powerful story. How many of you can relate to the fact where you're feeling like, man, I need to make money. Like, I need this, I need that. First off, one of the things that I learned is I had to shift my focus from focusing on the problem and instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. That changed my entire energy from going this way to this way. And that really helped. But you can see and you can feel the energy and the emotion that are tied to the story, because you can pull yourself into that kind of a video and you can feel it because maybe you felt that way in your life. So that's story video. That's the story video. That is a lead generation video. If you can invoke an emotion in people, you have seared yourself to their mind, because we don't remember certain things, but we will always remember how we were made to feel. And how we are made to feel, that is one of the most powerful ways that you can create videos. So tell stories. I have so many more I could tell. About the time I'm a cancer survivor, I could tell that story. I'll tell you what, I'll have you in tears. It's pretty incredible. All right, so video number 3 that you can use to create leads is very simply what we call the invitation video. It's just an invitation, the blatant promo video. Okay. And every once in a while, it's okay to drop a blatant promo video. There's no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine to do that. And so keep that in mind, that one of the things that you can do is create a video that's clear, that's confident, that invites them to a training or a webinar or something to that effect. But when you're creating this video, you also want to create some curiosity as to how you can solve a certain problem. For instance, you're in a health and wellness. You've lost weight. You've lost 20 pounds on a specific product using a specific product that you've from your company. And with that, the thing that you have with that is you have the ability to go and promote that product, but you can tell your story. You can mix and match here. But if you want to learn how I did it, come over and show up at this time at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, the 27th, whatever it may be. Okay. So that is how you do that. It certainly makes a difference, and it will certainly help you in many ways. Okay. So we have the 3 videos: the value video, where you teach and solve a problem; the story video, which is where you create emotion and make a connection really with your viewing prospect. And then we have the invite video, which is really a blatant promo video, but you'd be surprised. You can get out there and promote. And if you learn how to promote and promote properly, you can generate a lot of leads with that type of video. All right. So here's one thing I've got for you. If you want access to my video creation and promotion checklist, which this will help you put together the video, but then also give you some ideas on where you can promote your video, make sure you let me know or look below this video, and I'll have a link for you and you can check it out. So I appreciate you. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and go ahead and grab my checklist and check it out. Appreciate you guys. Have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.